Could you just jog audiences' memories quickly and tell us where Finnick was left at the end of part 1 and where we find him at part 2?
Well, we left him in a very, very happy place. He'd been reunited with the love of his life, Annie Cresta, who'd been kind of taken hostage into the capital with Peeta and Joanna, and then due to a very well-planned execution of extracting said subjects from the capital and delivering them back to District 13, they are reunited. So it's a very, very sort of happy, as it sort of appears, ending to his story anyway, at the end of Mockingjay Part 1. And so where we pick up in Mockingjay Part 2, he has Annie by his side, and they, as collectively, as a district, think that by placing their love at the forefront of an event, a happy event, it might trigger something amongst the other districts to realise that there is still a fight or something worth fighting for. So their love is, I suppose, the symbol, as well as the Mockingjay, of the District 13 sort of livelihood. So the beginning of District Mockingjay Part 2, he sort of joins forces with Katniss, Peeta, Gale, and the rest of Squad 451 in their mission to the capital. So yeah, he's sort of, I suppose, elements of the Finnick we all kind of grew to love during Catching Fire are sort of apparent and welcomed back with with open arms. Yeah.
And there are plenty action sequences and war scenes to come in part 2 from what I can gather. What are some of your action highlights? I'm particularly interested to see the tunnel parts as well.
Yeah, I feel like we spent most of my experiences on Mockingjay Part 2 running away from something, be it oil released into the sort of capital world where we all had to scramble to hide away from the sort of ongoing threat of being found and captured, or whether we were running away from lizard mutts in the sewers. Yeah, it was a lot of running. I feel like I ran a marathon or 3 during filming. But then there was the occasional fight sequence, one in particular, that I think definitely will go down in history as probably the hardest day of work I've ever had to do, and hopefully ever will have to do. Yeah, it was very, very physically challenging, and especially off the back of Mockingjay Part 1, where everything was, for Finnick especially, was very, very somber and very, very quiet and dark and sort of intimate kind of conversational scenes. This is as I say, it's a sort of a reintroduction to who Finnick is and was in Catching Fire. So yeah, there were many sort of moments that sort of will stay fondly stored away in my memory bank. But yeah.
And The Hunger Games was the most tweeted about movie at Comic-Con this year, beating Star Wars. What is it about these films that you think generates such excitement?
I think what sort of is so tangible and relatable about these movies is at the forefront of it you have this incredibly relatable and sort of passionate female protagonist who goes on a journey to basically make the world a better place, and realises her worth, her sort of fight is worth fighting for. And, you know, surrounding that you have some incredible supporting characters that have equally complex stories and journeys, and you know, I think everyone will be able to relate to at least one character within this world.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey